Matt, we're back. It's another runway, more drag races. It's a new runway, and it's bumpy, and it's wet, and it's cold.
And that's an excuse, and another excuse, and another excuse.
But
I'll let you off because you're on a bike, and I'd rather you than me normally, and especially rather you than me today in these conditions.
So I'm on a bike that the motorcycle community knows well. It's a Yamaha R1. It does say R1M on it, but I think it's actually R1M bodywork on a stock R1.
Okay.
But performance-wise, 200 horsepower, 200 kilos.
And the R1's been around for a while, because back in the day when I was into bikes, I remember when it was first launched and it like wiped the floor with like the Fireblade. It was like a game changer. But I understand like this is the last of the R1s in Europe, isn't it?
Yeah, this is it. We're not getting them in the UK from next year, which is a crying shame. And it is a phenomenal bit of kit. But I'm not sure it's as phenomenal as what you've bought.
Well, I don't know, actually. It's going to be interesting to see, isn't it? Because obviously you've got the power to weight ratio advantage. But yeah, we've got a Porsche Taycan Turbo GT. It's the latest version of their Taycan, which is famous for depreciating really quickly. But yeah, it's got over 1,000 horsepower in launch mode. Then we've got the Ferrari SF90, which has over 1,000 horsepower. So we've got all the horsepower, but we've also got quite a bit of weight. But we do have things like heated seats and, you know, a ventilation system, which you can set to high. So we should be fine.
No, it's going to be really interesting. And we're going to do a mix as well, as usual. We're going to do a mix of standing start drag races, half-mile roll-in drag races. We've got a few different things to mix it up this time, so it's going to be interesting to see, yeah, where the bike can pull back any disadvantage from getting off the line. Matt, best of luck. Don't get too warm in those seats.
I'm even going to wear a jacket in the car. Hey, Chris. Once again, rather you than me on this cold, cold day, and not the best conditions, and you're there on an R1.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do some drag racing in perhaps Barbados or Malibu next year. That'd be ideal.
You're definitely in the wrong country, aren't you? Now, fortunately, it is starting to dry up a bit, and I can see a dry line. If you can just kind of keep going straight, it's pretty much dry. You got probably about 50 centimeters width there. It should be okay. That's enough. It's enough. So your bike, does it have any like aids in terms of like helping you get off the line, anti-wheelie device, traction control?
As with most modern superbikes, the R1's got launch control, traction control, and anti-wheelie. I've turned them all down to minimum settings to give us as much freedom as possible to get the best launch we can on this slippery concrete.
Okay, right. And you, Sam, I mean, it's quite easy in that Ferrari. It's got launch control. It's going to manage the traction. It's quite an interesting car because it learns how to manage its traction with each launch we do. So that does mean, Chris, you're going to have to do more than one launch, which means we're going to put your life at risk more than once.
That's okay. I'm expendable.
We're all expendable. Speaking of which, Sam.
You quite like that car, don't you?
I love this car. It's really fast, really good. It is very powerful and it will get a lot of wheel spin. So it's going to be an interesting race, this.
Anyway, let's do a Carwow sound check. I'm not going to do anything because this car is electric. So let's go straight over to the Ferrari. Okay, and now we're going to have the bike. Well, it definitely revs up and down quicker, but I thought it would sound better than that, Chris.
It's cold. It's shivering. That's the noise of a motorcycle wishing it was indoors.
Do you need to warm the engine, or is the engine warm, or are you just jokes?
No, I'm just whiny little wimp about the weather.
Okay, so I think the Ferrari actually won that. Will it win the drag race? Let's find out. That's not fair, is it, Sam? He's warming up his tyres. That is not fair.
Formal protest.
That looked really quick.
Bumpy fucking airfield. Oh, wow. Well, that's quick. But that is a bumpy airfield. The bars are just twitching the whole way along there, which is slightly disconcerting. Right, drag racing. Good launch.
Come on! This is close. Come on, Porsche! Where's the bike? Here comes the bike. Oh! I reckon you can go quicker.
That'll definitely go better for sure.
I can go quicker. Can you go quicker?
100%.
Let's go again. Oh, that Ferrari's gone. This is hooking now. Oh. Come on! I'm in my second gear, it's close! Come on, up the lid!
Oh my god! Those cars are fast!
Nice jump, Sam.
Yeah, that was a jump. I'll give you that. And the Porsche still won.
Yeah, the Porsche won that and it was so quick. And you jumped a little bit. So let's just have another go for a fair race.
I'm going to try and see if I can sneak out the gate a little bit quicker. I'm going to anticipate the start this time.
Oh, that bike! I can't even say it. This thing's so fast. That bike was so level. Is it coming back? It's coming back. Back. Whoa!
So close! That was better. What?
Your start was incredible.
But there was nothing in that then, was there?
Were you gaining on me at all?
Off the start initially, and then I got some wheelie and I was trying to sort of manage that, and that's where you just pulled that half a length. If we'd have gone to half mile, I'd have been back past.
Do you think you'll do better?
I don't think I'll get it any better than that. That was pretty sweet on the money, that one.
Sam, what was it like for you?
I tried to turn everything off as well, and that's not the one. So I need to go just into one off, fully off, and it'll launch better.
Let's just do one more.
Always one more. Right. Anticipate the start. Don't ride in the wet bits.
Oh, it's close between this and the Ferrari. Oh, yeah! Oh.
Whoa, that hooked.
So your launch was fine there, Sam, yeah?
Best one it's done.
That's all I've got.
That one launch was the launch, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was the best one.
We're going to do it one more, okay?
You never beat going flat out down a runway, can you? As soon as we moved the cars forward onto the not damp bit, there wasn't a hope in hell for the bike. I had a little bit of trouble a couple of times clipping damp patches, and it just killed the power. The traction controls on setting 1 on this, actually incredible, because I hit a damp patch wide open in first gear, and all I noticed was a little light flicker. It didn't snap, it didn't kick, but obviously it cost me a bit of time. But yeah, try as I might, even with my best possible launch and predicting the start and all of it, as soon as we put the Porsche and the Ferrari on dry ground, not a hope. But probably a tenth of the price, so yeah.
Okay, what we're going to do now is give Chris a chance by rolling into this drag race at 10 miles an hour. We're going to get the starter to starters when we get right on the line, and then we're just going to go for it. And we're not only going to race to the quarter mile, but also the half mile. Okay, everyone, let's do it. 10 miles an hour on me.
3, 2, 1.
Look at him hopping, that was nuts! Oh, it's on between the Ferrari and the bike. Bike has won to the quarter mile. Can the Ferrari catch it? No chance. No chance, and I'm way behind. That was lovely.
That was nuts.
What were you doing?
Way first, second.
Was that every time you changed gear?
No, it was just as it was trying to hold its own wheelies down.
Whoa, it was crazy, but you won. I thought the Ferrari might catch you, but nah, you're too far ahead.
There's something really odd about doing 185 mile an hour with a Ferrari glued into the mirror.
Your favourite bit now?
Yes.
What is it?
You're going to say the braking exercise.
Yeah, Chris has been looking forward to this all day.
You're a horrible.
You ready? You got your nappy on? Do you want to do it?
I never want to do it, but I'm going to do it. I'll do a few hard stops to get some heat in the tyre.
Actually, do you know what? Let's just do one more rolling race from 50 mile an hour. But you won that so easy. You've got to be in second gear.
Second gear.
You don't like that, do you?
No, I'll go it.
Okay, right, let's do it. 50 mile an hour, roll on. Okay, here we go. Let's get to 50. 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, how did he manage that? That Ferrari just came past me. So quick. Did he change down gear?
No, that was from second.
It was like did nothing, then just went?
Yeah, it sort of went.
Yeah. Did he win?
Yeah.
That was faster from 50, wasn't it? It looked better.
Madness. But now we're doing the brake test.
Now the horrible bit.
Goodbye, Chris.
Hopeless.
Sam, would you say that cars are safer than bikes?
I don't know. If only we had a visual representation of the difference. Wouldn't that be ideal?
Yeah, because I can't think of how you could like really show someone just how dangerous bikes are. What I've learned from this is that it's the thing that can go the fastest, but it's the thing that's the worst at stopping. Most people can ride a bike quickly, can't they, in a straight line? You just hold on. But to stop on at speed requires skill. So a normal person on that bike would have stopped probably even further forward than Chris, wouldn't they?
I would imagine so. The balance Chris was doing there to get that bike stopped in that distance is, well, hats off to him. But yeah, the best of luck to him.
Hi!
Do you think you won that one?
Yeah, I think that's enough to put me and anyone else watching off bikes for life.
That was, I have to say, I'm so grateful this thing has ABS, because that was locking, unlocking.
And that was with ABS?
That was with ABS on. That was locking, unlocking all the way.
Blech.
That was quite simply bonkers. on two counts. One, this Ferrari, I've done quite a lot of these Carwow drag races and I can take or leave some of the cars that come and go. Something about this I've kind of fallen in love with. I think I love the fact that it's all black. I like the fact it's got 1,000 horsepower and it's a little bit wild. You can see in the footage, Sam's a hell of a driver, wrestling this thing. I always take the mickey out of the car driver guys in this because they normally just stamp on the throttle and go in a straight line. But this thing is like, it felt like it was trying to kill Sam most of the time, which I absolutely love because good things should try and make you a bit scared every time you go near them. That thing is amazing. Second point, just how underrated is the Yamaha R1? Because when you're picking bikes to do drag races or exotic things and getting excited about super bikes, it's so easy to be distracted by S1000 RRs or M1000 RRs from Beamer, the Panigales, your RSV4s, all these fancy bikes. Even the Fireblade SP has something a bit more fanfare around it. But this thing is so damn good. From the very first of this new Gen R1 to this latest one, they've always been such an easy bike to ride. They make an incredible noise and it's been flawless all day. The clutch has been consistent even though I've abused the living daylights out of it. It's launched the same every time. When I hit a greasy, soaking wet white line or yellow line on full throttle in first gear, it just flickered the traction control light and carried on. It didn't try and snap me off. It didn't try and kill me. This thing is a very underrated bike and I'm actually sad that I've only got to ride it in a straight line today because I think I'd forgotten just how much I love the R1. The races off the line, it was a bit of a tricky one. We did a lot of races today. We did a lot of starts trying to get everything consistent. The cars were struggling for grip, the bike was struggling for grip. I'd get a good launch and then clip up a puddle and lose a load of time. It was a real fight just in terms of the conditions, but when I got my best launches, if the cars got their best launches, I still couldn't quite hold on to them. It's a physics thing. The bike is so long, the center of gravity is so high, they're going to do 0 to 60 in about 2.5 to 3 seconds, whichever way you fold it. If you hold on to the throttle all the way to the half mile, the bike really claws the cars back in, but at the quarter mile, the cars jump off the line, and then we sit there pretty much consistent all the way to the finish. Matt suggested this time we actually mixed it up a bit and we did a rolling start drag race. So we rolled in at 10 miles an hour in first gear, which was actually so slow that I couldn't have the clutch all the way out on this. So I was sort of slipping the clutch in, but as soon as we hit the line, the cars didn't see which way the bike went. That was enough that the bike got the initial jump and then just carried on building and building and building. We repeated that again with a 50 mile an hour rolling start drag race over the half mile. I think I crossed the line at 185 miles an hour, something like that. I looked down a couple of times and yeah, the Porsche struggled at that one. This Ferrari kept me honest all the way to the line. It's not a normal day at school, is it? Absolutely mega. Again, really impressed by what you can do with an £18,000 motorcycle against, I dread to think how much these cars cost. The fact that they're warm and dry and I got cold, yeah, that's the disadvantage, but the performance on this was astonishing. There was one little frightening part today. We did a 100 mile an hour to 0 braking test. Normally the bikes struggle a little bit on the braking test. It's hard to outbrake a really good car with a bike. Today, with the bumps and the cold and not being able to get any heat into the tyre, I am so grateful for ABS. But even with the ABS, it took this thing a long time to stop, which was a bit of an eye-opener. When you think about riding quick on the road, you think about how much throttle you've got to accelerate out of corners. At this time of year, it's worth having half a thought of how much longer it's going to take to stop with cold tyres or put some wets on. That's what we need, road legal wets.